morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's episode of the Maritime Morning Brief, brought to you by the Marine Exchange of Puget Sound. I'm your host, Sarah, and we are back again this morning bringing you the essentials on vessel movements and maritime conditions today in Washington. It is Saturday, February 7th, 2026, and today we are anticipating the arrival of 6 vessels. This is expected to include 2 container ships, 2 tankers, 1 ATB, and 1 vehicle carrier. We're also expecting the departure of 4 vessels, including 3 tankers and 1 vehicle carrier. For today's tides in Seattle, we will have low tides at 01:54 and 15:06, with high tides at 08:18 and 21:28. For the weather, we're expecting a high of 53 degrees and a low of 57, with south wind 10 to 14 knots in the morning and rain expected. And then in the afternoon and evening, south wind 5 to 8 knots, becoming variable and less than 5 knots into the late night. This is the weekend episode, so I'm also going to cover tomorrow right now. Please feel free to stick around or come back and join me then. Tomorrow is Sunday, February 8th, 2026, and we are anticipating the arrival of 8 vessels. That is expected to include 5 tankers, 2 container ships, and 1 vehicle carrier. We're also expecting the departure of 2 vessels, which are expected to be container ships. Of course, ship schedules are dynamic and they are always subject to change, so please log into our AIS feed, check out the daily paper, or call into the operations center for the most up-to-date information throughout the day. For tomorrow's tides in Seattle, we will have low tides at 02:37 and 15:54, with high tides at 08:49 and 23:02. For the weather, we are expecting a high of 50 degrees and a low of 46, with variable winds 5 knots or less, and there is chance of rain. Before we sign off, it's not necessarily super maritime-y, but it is super Seattle. The Super Bowl is this weekend, and Seattle is going. This is their 4th visit, and their most recent one was in 2015, so 11 years ago. Everyone is quite excited. To be fair, I'm not a big sports person. I didn't necessarily know that Seattle was going until like yesterday, but that's a thing, and everyone's really excited. The Port of Seattle is actually doing a little something, so in honor of the Seattle Seahawks, they have set up a little wager with counterparts at the Massachusetts Port Authority and Boston Logan International Airport. So Executive Director Steve Metrick and Airport Managing Director Wendy Ryder are in collab with Boston's leadership on just a classic bet, and whoever loses must wear the other team's jersey. I saw that this morning on LinkedIn. I thought it was kind of funny. So, yay for Seattle and all the things. With that, I'm going to sign off for today's episode of the Maritime Morning Brief. Thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you all again bright and early Monday morning.